Let's eat the connection. Let's continue with number 4, final part of the segment. Hitler's ET's connection. Can you tell us what the nature of Hitler's meeting with the overlord was? This overlord I guess it was the one of the Zetas, tall Grays, and the tall Whites. You see that the alien here giving this disclosure, he's not telling which species or race of aliens had uh, dealt with Hitler. Hitler was a very ingenious and intelligent man in some ways. He was also used as a muppet. He was aware of the existence of extraterrestrials. He was aware, at least in the abstract, of the existence of a particular energy that he was tapping into. We do not perceive there was an actual face-to-face meeting, but he was conscious of the idea that he was receiving guidance from another realm. It was lyran in nature, authoritarian, stern. Lyran is also Caucasian. No, since you have been very racist here, is also Caucasian alien. One of the things we did not mention today is where prejudice comes from your planet. And you also been prejudiced, you have been discriminatory, and you have been racist. So what's the difference? You are blaming the Lyrans, but you are the same. You talk about Christianity, you are Luciferian, you talk about Christianity only, you talk about Jehovah, you talk about uh, the Aryans. Aryans was not even white. Aryans was yellow race from ancient Iran and South Asia and Central Asia. Aryans was not white people. That those are Anglo and the Latins. Ding dong. So one of the things we did not mention today is where prejudice comes from on your planet. The primary top of the hierarchy gods were Caucasian. Lie! They were Dracos, you idiot, Luciferian, Mosa face. Tell the truth. They were not human at all. This idiot, this bastard is lying. They are animals. They are not animals. They are beasts. They are worse than animals. They are beasts because animals are good. They were beasts. Beasts. They were not. They are beasts. They are beasts. You are beast. You are beast. You are beast. You are beast. You are not human. You are lying. And it was not the aliens who created the vegetations, all this. It was the prime source. And they even lie that they create this and that, and they are lying. What they did was take from somewhere what the prime creator, what the source has already created. They replicated just like, okay, I'm gonna take lychee from China and then I'm gonna plant it in South America. You see, but it's still the lychee was from China, or from Asia, right? And then I take from to South America, and then I say, oh, this is in South America, but no, it's not. It's from China. You see what I mean? And the same thing that they lie, they lie, they lie. They like to divide people. The primary top of the hierarchy gods were Caucasus, where it came from. No, they are Draco. They are Draco. They are not. Um, these are all a mimicry, a lie, some kind of shape shift. They are not Caucasian, but they fool you into see a human. But if you look at them for a long time, you see that they are not human at all. That's where it from. Came from. There was a belief then that the higher evolved you are, the whiter your skin. Ask a Ku Klan member, and they will tell you that. They never say they were high evolved. They say they were better, but not evolved, because these people, I don't know, they want a liberation. Okay, they want to liberate the. It come from Atlantis. Atlantis belonged once were Europe, and there were the Basques, the Latin Basques, the English, and before outsiders invaded and then call it their own, and that's why they want to liberate Americas, which were once Atlantis, the land of the Neanderthal. Okay, so that's why, and they have a point there because nobody, everybody say, oh, Asia for Asian alone, Africa for Africa, Middle East for the Semites, and Occident for all. Is it right? Is it fair? No, it's not. It's not. You need to stop being selfish if you want to be right. Okay, you need to be just. You need to be perfect. You need to be better than you think you are. And you see, though, that's whites are not talking. Didn't they have a few, perhaps a dozen of Ku Klux Klan, and then, oh, the white this, the white that. But it's just a few percentage compared with all the others who are against their own people. There's a lot of whites who are against their own people. You see, as compared to a very little who are um, for liberation. And you see the case of that man, that black man who was is murdered by the policeman because they have some problem in the bar. The black man was how to say, he was the security guard, and they have misunderstanding with the Anglo policeman. And you can see that the Anglo policeman who was as he was murdering him, he was like an entrance. He was like possessed even. Because these are all the grudge against one another. It has nothing to do with race. There's many people who are homeless, who are Anglo in the USA, in everywhere, in Europe. There's many people who are murdered by other kind of cops who are white as well. And there's no, I don't see any movement, any chaos, any turbulence. I don't see. But now everything of course black this, black that, all this victimhood, and you see how it comes to a point where he say, let's stop. When people once is talking about their destiny, that they are homeless, they have cancer, they are paralyzed, this and that. Those same bastard who bring this disclosure to the public will say, oh, let's stop the victimhood, please. We should not have this complex of victimhood. But now, when it comes to race card, oh, because white, this and that. You are not being, you are not being having a complex of victimhood, you yourself. I hope you could hear what I'm saying right now. I really hope that you could hear and talk to me, because you only fool the idiots, not me. Okay? You are very convenient, man. It's it holds, what it falls into your net. Do you understand how you work? Your mentality is very psycho and cunning, huh? You are very idiot and a crook. I want to see the face of this idiot. He's talking about division, but he himself is making divisions here on that, and I give favoritism to some, because he knows that the Neanderthal was here a long time ago. He don't say that millions of years ago the blue beans and the transparent beans were here. The transparent beans, transparent, there's no color, whatever, no melanin. And the woman, 1 million years old, the warm corpse that was found in jelly liquid, buried in Russia. It was a million old white woman with light eyes. Her corpse was perfect. You see? And then, how they call that thing? how they say that thing that the scientists use is carbon. The carbon history shows that the woman was actually very old indeed. And then they come, oh, because Samaria was forced. Because this was forced, all twist, and this is all the you see, is all the Lucifer. This one's Lucifer. He don't want to show his tail. Now he doesn't want to show his horn because he's a cock-toad. You know, his wife cheat on him. He's a cock-toad. Lucifer is a cock-toad. Now I see you are Luciferians, all of you idiots. Makes me so angry. I have been a victim of racism, I myself. And then come this pig. Like go to hell, I idiot. I'm scared of you anyway, pest. So it's one little nature authoritarian stern lyran is a Caucasian idiot. Hey, Caucasian come from the Caucasus Mountain, you idiot. Caucasian is a term. Aryan is a title. See how stupid he is? Blah, blah, blah. Stupid, stupid, stupid. You're stupid, stupid, stupid. Whoever wrote that is a stupid, stupid, stupid. Caucasian is from the Caucasus Mountain there in Russia, between the region, Russian in Asia. Caucasian is not a people with a very white skin. It's not. It's just a person who has some features like Afghanistan and Persian and Semite who are not white, neither are they Oriental or black Afro, alright? And Aryans is a title given by the Vedics. Yes, and they were, you can ask any Indians, they will tell you, Aryans wore eyes, the Indian people. And actually, that's true. And I said one thing, I love the black Indians. They can say whatever, but I love the more dark they are. I'm not a racist person, and I hate racism. You see, I hate. I really love the color black. I love my animals. If nobody wants that black, give to me. If I can take care of dogs, black dogs, black bear, whatever. I love them. I'm not a racist, but I hate racism, you know. I hate. Because all my life I have been discriminated against. I cannot take it. Because it's injustice. So one of the things we did not mention today is where President who tells? Look at yourself. Who's talking? The primary top of the hierarchy gods were Caucasian. Lie, lie. They are. In fact, they want it. They are Dracos. They are not human. Not these beings are lying, and they are Luciferian. Now I'm gonna disclose you are Luciferian. That's it. I have enough of you. You are Luciferian. That's where it came from. There's no belief that the high when you say that the Hebrews were under Syrian, that didn't register with me because I thought they were considered white. White for you means light brown. Yellow color for you are white. Osama for those people white. Saddam Hussein were white. Gaddafi were white. Well, because they didn't have much black features, or I mean the feature, not the skin color, the feature, and they didn't have an oriental feature. Oh, white is a color of skin, right? White is not feature because it's different, because not Afro or Asian. No, 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 no. So there's no sense of this guy's talk. The real Hebrews were like Iranian. Iranian. They are like Ayatollah Khomeini, like that short Iranian prime minister. Yeah, they were like this. That's the real. They're not very different from Arabic. And the card we give you from Prism of Lyra by Lisa Royale and Kent Priest 1999 is more of a vegan connection. As it plays out on your planet, they are still Caucasian. Caucasian is not a white bean, you idiot. And Semites are from the Anunnakis, you idiot. Jehovah is Anunnaki, you idiot. Yahweh is Anunnaki, idiot. All the Abrahamic religion is Anunnaki, you idiots. How many times I have to tell you idiot because you're a big bloody idiot if you horn in your head because you're cocktoed. But it's a different genetic strain. When you look at Hitler, then it's the lyran overlord attempting to get back at the Syrians through Hitler. What? Syrians? So, okay. So you say that the Hebrews are Syrians? Because this is an old debt that they have with each other from history. See? Because the white race once was enslaved, not just the blacks. The term slave doesn't come from blacks. We don't have Afro slaves. We don't have black slaves. We have Slavs. Slaves come from where? Where? South Europe. Slavs. The Slav people were the first to be um, enslaved by those people. Do you understand? They were taken, and the worst part, there's some even the real people from there, from the slave among the slave, enslaved. They have slave trade, and they enslaved their own people to the Sumerian Empire, and then the blacks itself, they fight each other, they fight tribe to tribe, and the spoil of this war were taken as a slave themselves. Do you understand? Blacks sold the blacks, slaves sold the slave, British maybe have sold those, I don't know, who knows. They have made us some trade in slavery. So you see, it is all earthly thing, is all a game of chess, a corruption that we have here, and it has nothing to do because this erase bad, that erase good, this erase bad, that erase good. No, nothing to do with it. It's more a case of our world species battling for power and turning people, and these are the 50 multi-dimensional beings, and they are trying to dividing people here. Understand, you bastards, you beasts. And I'm not scared of you. Understand, you son of a, because you are trying to destroy my life, but I don't care, because I don't care, because I don't own you anything, because I know you are not my gods. Do you understand? You may own this rotten ugly, now you don't own, you replicated this rotten ugly bodies. Do you understand? But you don't own our soul. That's so bad for you. Sick. So go cry to your place, you just go cry in mama's apron. In the case of the Hebrew, I'm still not clear why. Oh, you're not clear because you don't know. Simply that. You don't know. Maybe you are even humans, the so-called light workers who doesn't know nothing, just stab in the dark without knowing what they are talking about. Idiots. I can do better than you, you see. I can do better than you. Syria, um, so Syrian connection, that's one's why the Hebrews were his primary target. The Hebrews and the Arabic words are more the Anunnaks, you idiots. Why are the Lyrans getting back at the Syrians for? It's Nordic territorial. Yeah, exactly. Because of this part, because in the age of the old Sumerian Empire, in the old ancient Egypt, they fight for power because the Anglos people were the stone cutter, and then later they turned to become masons. You see, so there's always this part. They were the builders, the stone cutter, the builders, and because of this there are a lot of jealousy when they say, like, when this person speak like that, because he or she is being jealous. It's a jealousy. See, I can sniff jealousy from far away. Because of this, because of those Germans was involved in stone cutting. Not because Germans are good. Now all Germans will say I'm not gonna put my hands on the fire because of German people. No, I'm not. I'm not saying they are good. But when it comes to races, we have to evaluate that nobody's perfect here, nobody's sent. There is a bad German, there are not so bad Germans, there are bad Asiatic, there are good Asiatic, there are good Afro, there are bad Afros. There are good and bad Latins from Europe. Latins are those people who he'll say they look like um let me see. Yeah, Latin is a race that very fair skin. They can have any kind of hair color or or eyes, and then so they also come from the Greek and Latin, Greco-Romans, almost related to one another. And the original Greeks were uh, white, okay, and the original Romans, but because of their hybrid, they have sex with other people from Middle East, North Africa, and the French also went there. And then what happened? They create a new hybrid and they bring it back to Europe. Many people that they call Italian, like for example Al Capone, and Denis De Vito, they are of Arabic descent. Mussolini too were Arabic. He is not Latin. He is Arabic. Because the place where you were born, your nationality, and your genetics are two different things. Okay? So, what the leader get back of the city is the Israel territorial dispute. I knew it a long time ago. And why aren't you talking about the thing there, the stone mason, stone cutter? Huh? Dispute that started in the lyran system and was brought to Earth. Earth sees a very rich environment, decided by many groups, especially your group, by many groups who were colonizing. And you are not a colonizer. Don't tell me that you sprout like a mushroom from overnight here on Earth. Can you prove this to me, huh? You don't? Don't shut up. Then just shut up and don't tell lies. Okay, Luciferian. So it was rich in minerals, natural resources, and the sort of thing that the lions coveted. I can see your horn. You cannot hide from it. I can see your tail in your horn. So it was rich in minerals, natural, blah, 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 blah. And that's why you come here, don't you? You come here to steal from the indigenous people. And you are jealous because the source created the lions first. Now I'm going to tell the truth. The source created Lyra first, okay? And that's why these are all based on jealousy. When the source is splitted and he created the oversouls, Lyra was the first constellation to be created, and when it is split, it become Pleiades, this and that, and then that's when the Dracos come from the pit of hell, or the what to say, the black hole from hell, and then they start to invade, and then uh, they invade many galaxies. And when it come time to us, what they did was to already take samples of genetics, sample of helix, DNA helix, and then they made a hybrid of themselves with the series, so that they could fit in. Because when you want to fit in a society, your name will change to better be accepted. See, because it is to me hypocrisy, and you also you share your DNA with another. You exchange DNA, you see, and then new beings are born, which is hybridized, or they will call them mixed species, mixed race, whatever. So this is what happened. That's the history that they aren't talking, they aren't saying. So that's the Hebrew. So yeah, blah 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 blah. There's something new. That's one so old already, kindergarten level. That was what you all begin, but then at the race that you became was very tantalizing. You were a very challenging species to dominate. Oh, don't tell me. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna tell also another thing that they did. What, you know what they did? These beasts. Everybody knows this story, right? I mean, the basic. They came here. They want a slave to work for them in the mines, right? So what they did, they bring in the lighter people, those the fair-skinned people. They bring it to the Sumeria, the Africa, and the Sumeria Empire, which is in the east side of the planet. What happens is when they brought them there, they wouldn't accept, they wouldn't adapt, they wouldn't obey. And many of them were genocided, but this was deleted from history. Nobody's talking about it. Alright? So, what they did, they don't want to lose their commerce because they were a very lord after all. So, what they did was to bring in black people from other system, and they made the Inuites one of the first slave. They once brought here especially for slavery. Okay, they brought in black people because the whites will not give in easily. And another thing, when they saw that um, when they see that the whites had more power, what they did was, like I say earlier, they breed in mean they have sex if those people, and then they take all the fair skinned women, they make children to them, and then new half born, half breed were born. And this half breed, if you have very tanned skin, or have blonde hair, whatever, tanned skin, brownish skin, that one is hybrid, that one is mixed race. And it you all once started in the Sumerian Empire in the ancient Egypt. Okay, and they use it to be their seedlings. They say, okay, I'm gonna appointed you as the elite, is this and that. Then they mix the 15 multidimensional beings, mix their DNA with these others. Okay, those Anglos, Lyrans. And that's what we have today. Men who are in power have blonde hair. Oh, because he's bad, but you don't know he's bad. But you don't know why. He's mixed, he's hybrid. And this started in the time of the stone cutters in ancient Egypt. I'm sorry, in ancient Egypt, it all started there. And how we have up to now, it is how it come right now, which is not being said here. There's so many things that they see that they are so how to say, they are so hypocrite, so hypocrite, so this distorted, so distorted that they're not tell all the whole truth. They tell half truth, and they're hiding a lot of things. They dare to talk about themselves through others by saying, oh no, your government in your elites is not telling the whole truth. They have agenda because agenda is hidden. Yeah, of course, the same as you. You are talking about yourself through others, right? Am I right? You are talking about yourself as through others, don't you? Hmm? Tell the truth, monsters. Don't place me. I'm not scared of you, okay? And so, how we come up to now, what we have up to now, this is how all the story and the history of Earth has been all twisted, and they have fabricated a lot of things to suit their their conventional norms, you know, their agenda, because they are hiding a lot in a lot of things. Sometimes, good, yeah, talk Anunnakis. Talk, yeah, we were a very challenged species to dominate. Yeah, especially the lyran, the light skin. That's why you are against them, don't ya? After all, you don't like resistant slaves. You prefer a very demure, a very subservient who have low self-esteem, don't you? Claim our power in unified identity. If we are fighting only ourselves, then in outside group we draw to our planet that is still war over rice and still created by rice. And it's still created by rice that you were talking in. Then in outside this man is not Anglo. Then in outside group we draw to our planet that is still war over rice. Created by us. What's this? They exist outside of you. They are independent of you. But you have attracted them to you because of what you need to resolve within yourself. Lie, lies, lies, lies. Skeleton in the closet. In other words, they are mirroring what we are still working out. So the idea of a continual war over Earth, the taking of and the colonizing is still very much in existence. See, until we finish this, until you claim your power and have a unified planetary identity. Yeah, but with you all around here, how are you gonna do that? You want to poke your nose in everything, and after that you turn around and say, "Oh, but it's not of your business. Uh, you shouldn't interfere in our affair." But then, if it evolves, why not interfere? Why must it be the fancy sitter for? Why? Only an idiot will do that. People are only concerned. That's why they have so many crimes, so many cultures, so many games. This is all for distracting the mass, the head, into not thinking other thing more relevant things that is more important to think about. The reason you are still seen as something to be claimed is because you haven't claimed it yourself. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because some of them here is not of a very old uh, species, is not a very old species that has been whose ancestral has been here a long time ago. Some are walk-ins, some are ATs in nature. So that's why we have what we have, and you all bring them infiltrate your own kind here for the simple pills because you don't want a resistance. You are too afraid of mutiny, you see. You don't want that to happen. So that's why you filtrate many children who are born. They are so alien. And some is not good alien at all. So until you claim your power, okay, why haven't they come down and message and take over? And just taken over. They have already. Let's see why they don't do it. Because they have timeline, and they have to comply to that timeline. Because there's agreements. They hold concealing. You see concealing, tribal concealing in the court of inquiries, and they have timelines. They have like what they call a closure, something like this. They need to observe all this, the contract. They have contract. Okay, you stay there for, let's say, 1 century, or you stay for decades, after which we're gonna have to draw another election to see who gonna take over. And they are taking over, you idiots. They are taking over yet, as we speak. The earth is still in their hands. All you see is just cover up. It's just an illusion that is human who are here directing the planet, and it's not humans. The reason we're still seeing something to England, okay, because the tactic, their philosophy has been to divide and conquer. Like you, look at how ironic this idiot is. Above there he's talking about races, and now here they are talk about divide and conquer. And if this kind of mentality, what he's trying to do, if not divide and conquer. If they come down in mass, you will only fight because it's a common enemy. And you would be able to oppose them because they're scared of mutiny. And you are one of them. You are one. I bet you are one because you are very, how to say, they are very cunning, very insidious, and slimy. What you are describing sounds like they are more powerful, but we are more spiritual. No, crabby brain. If we join together, we can hold a mutiny, and they are scared of free will because otherwise they have to answer that to the spiritual court of inquiry. Do you understand? And that's why they cannot actually come here and then interfere with our free will because there's something that is free will, and it is under their contract. Do you understand? They have to observe free will. Interesting way you worded it. Yeah. An idiot talk about another idiot. So they are more powerful in the physical sense, and that maybe they have more technology than you, but you have a power that no one else has. It's a power that's born from the integrative process you've gone through, not just from your inception on this planet, but you as them in the past. Right now, you possess your earth history of integration as well as the history of the forefathers. They possess only their history. So, in all your description, it does not sound like they are moving toward any goal except territorial claims and power plays. It does not seem that they are working on themselves the way you are telling us to work on ourselves. They are doing it in the sense that their numbers are rapidly decreasing. That's the indication. Hey, 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 wait a minute. If they say that aliens are like immortal, that aliens lives for many years, like hundreds years, and the Anunnaki live to thousands years, then why their numbers is decreasing? How to explain that? That makes no sense. We are decreasing because you are killing, you are cooling us like animals. You are genocide the species in mass. That's in education. Why back in the forefather days the numbers were very large, the numbers are smaller now? Forefathers are the unscientific ones, are the elderly, and they are very corrupt. Are you going to identify the as in a particular group? Let's see. I don't think that they will. We would not do it justice by doing that. Mm. You see how Satan works? Satan, as I said earlier, they disassociate themselves. They blame themselves, but using another association, they create one extension of themselves, and they kind of just like the tentacles of an octopus, and each of the tentacles has a personality. They talk about Jehovah, but they belong to him as well. They are the same group as them, as him, alright? But they will backstab their own family so as to tell lies, okay? They will go against themselves as long as they can disassociate themselves and create another extension, or I would say another character of themselves. It's like they fragment themselves because the identity you are giving you, what lyran and Syrian are unscientific labels. Today is a little bit different. It's more clear for us to talk about dynamics rather than labels. Wait a minute, okay. But if they are the lyran and the Syrians, which are not, they are not humans. They do not have humans bodies. That's what I think. They are humanoids, but they're not humans. Um. So, why are you for the ascension? Is the Syrians after all? Syrians, if I'm not mistaken, at least some of them are responsible for the religion's warfare and the slavery of the people here, as well as the Arcturians and the Andromedans as well, because I have seen it. So they are a group. We understand this. So why you are conniving, you are siding, favoring the ascension process which all are set up, and you the way how he puts it here is like they are and allied with those beings. I guess it's the 15 multi-dimensional beings. If their numbers are diminishing, does that mean there are more incarnation here for this experience? To take the active role in integration, yes. Those who are only bent on domination are getting pretty tired of losing, or at least stalemating in going somewhere else, as are those who are not interested in your growth. Is there anything we can or should do upon encountering some of these energies that are incarnation now who are stalemating? Those are the Raven children, the crystal children. Those are all they allied. That's why you see the mouth from young, blah, 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 but when you grow up, my God, those are friends of ours and who are going through this process. But There is really not much you can do except be willing to present new ideas to them. Oh, what's new ideas to them? What will be that? How can we cooperate with them in a way that it won't allow ourselves to be enslaved by you? Hmm? Earlier on, though being this entitled or this person, this idiot say that we have more power, we can join together because they also usually they're scared of mutiny, right? And then now they say there's nothing you can do, much you can do except be willing to present new ideas. What's these new ideas? If they wish to reject them, that's their responsibility. But just I don't think they will not they you will accept because you're too arrogant. But just be willing to give an idea, a new idea that can trigger someone into a whole series of realizations. Other than that, there is not really any responsibility. You have enough to handle with yourself. So, of course, our basket are full. We don't need any more. Okay, you don't need to empty bit a pot, a mishmash of mixture that we have in our pots already, in our baskets of surprises. Meeting these cities, I understand that within the next 10 years, most of the planet will become aware that there are UFOs, that there are ETs, and that we've been visited by them for years. How that going to affect the idea of these overlords? They won't care. In fact, they want this disclosure. They want you to know about themselves. They are not even moved. They don't care. They are going to be exposed through series of events. The first would expose the cover up. Even though many of you really enjoy drama, there is a possibility that the cover up may never be exposed. Not with me around. There's a reason for this. You'll start your relationship with them in the present. Yeah, of course, there's a lot of light workers, of what minions, of the pinkos, el pinko people who just want to fit in and ask for help. Oh, please help me when the time is coming, when the apocalypse come. Please help us. Please help my family. And all they do is okay, I'll solve your only problem. We just care about our own interest. Like this is a surprise to them too. Like it just happened. So much stupid question. That may be the clean way to do it. A way for them to cover their bases that you would provide a major service to everyone so that everyone can work on healing the past without the scandal and the emotions that would confuse the issue. That's a possibility. If cover up is thrown around, then those reactions may become mixed with the emotion of discovering your galactic family and things may become muddled. I don't even care anymore. I don't know why all those idiots care so much about this. About being so excited in know your galactic family. About getting favor of aliens. Which will create the idea in the minds of people on this planet that they are not evolved enough. And they will just start all over worshipping these gods. We don't perceive that will happen. Remember, you are them. And all you have experienced since the time you worshipped them is to get you away from this idea. There may be individuals on your planet who may do so. Those would be individuals who are fearful of their own power and must give it to someone else. So because they are seedlings. They are their seedlings. But as a whole, we do not perceive that will happen. But they are still worshipping. So what's the big deal? How many idiots are still worshipping aliens around? We frequently study the natural development of planetary civilizations who go through the period you are now, changes, becoming globally unified and bringing your connection from extraterrestrial sources. What globally unified? Like this, if so mean racism everywhere, not just the Occident. In fact, the Occident is the most open of all. Okay, and then you talk about globalization, come globally. You want to commit, you want to cause chaos. Okay, long time ago it was more peaceful. Each monk in that branch was even better in the 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s. From the middle of 90s, all the hell break loose. Everybody start this globalization process. No sense already to destabilize, especially so the Occident. The idea was to destabilize the Occident, and now you talk about globalization. On the other hand, you talk about unite, and on the other hand, you talk about race. You discriminate. So you are showing just how erratic and inconsistent you are. Very inconsistent indeed. You are flip-flopping all over. The stage you are at right now is the natural state, the natural timing, when you break the process of worship. Would this interchange if it want to use it as cover up in there or massive visitations? Be short term, would there be a common interchange or would there be a certain event set aside? Things are happening so fast on your planet right now that it is our understanding there may be a favor with it begins that when it begins that it may last a year, maybe less, and then it will be business as usual. What? Things are happening so fast on your planet right now that is our understanding. There may be a favor or chaos when it begins that may last a year. Look at it has been 11 years past since 2009. Okay, and nothing has changed. It's get from worse to worse to worse, or maybe less, and then it will be business as usual. And then he said it's gonna be 1 year from 2009 to 2010, or maybe less, and still nothing changes, and things are getting worse each time. Each year is getting worse. So you from there on you can draw the validity of what those beings are claiming. It's either some stupid humans playing aliens or it's real aliens Luciferian. From what I can more or less grasp here. Regarding the power that be, the group that has the appearance of the control of the planet Earth, the banking system has been for some time. They have been working with extraterrestrial. It might be you all also as well, who knows, have been since you hide right. So might be you. They have been working out of the lyran idea, authoritarianism, made more manifest. I don't think so. You are lying. You are lying. Reptilian. You are reptilian. You are lying. Those beings are talking about are not even human. Oh, crap. Their agenda may be not consciously has been to heal the lyran connection. So they are recreate it in order to heal it. Although their apparent motive is to gain power. Yes, because that's the way to get themselves to that point from which they can take it for healing. That's the start point for the healing as they see it. That will also be their demise in a way, a breaking down of the power idea, and this will relate to the rest of the planet. And it's also important to remember that you have all set it up this way, or we all, without much credibility, much proofs, no backups to prove, to show that what is being given here in this material is true, and to show themselves up and to show proof that what they claim is real truth about Lyrans, about Syrians, about this and that. You see, so it's all just a supposedly idea, and it's just a way of creating an agenda and cover up something. And that's why they say all have created. But then tell me, I beg, why we have been kept in the dark up to now? Why haven't you tell the truth a long time ago? Why wait for timeline expire, expiration once it's over? Why wait for the when the contract break, when the contract expire? Why? So why will I accept that what they are saying is true, that we are all involved in it? I don't buy it. It's a lie. Some idiots who have their siblings are buying to it. I'm not. I don't accept the fact that I don't remember having made an agreement to do this and that, or that I have. I am somewhat involved in all those shenanigans, all those cover up, all those chess game. I I won't accept, and I don't agree. To me, it's all bluff because Satan have a very forked tongue like a serpent, you know. Satan have forked tongue, and I don't trust. So do not take it as a gospel. Do not take it as literally or truth, because there's a lot of discrepancy here. A lot. It's all like always lies mixed up with truth, half with truth.